Hello, my name is Michaela Holtz, and I'm a retired Air National Guard member. I'm going to tell you about a time in which I experienced racism while I was working a detail for the military. In this particular time, I was assigned to go to Washington, D.C. with an Army National Guard base, though I'm Air National Guard. And we were in Washington, D.C. supporting and providing guard presence at the first inauguration of President Barack Obama. Later on, I ended up meeting him actually through the military. But anyways, it was a very exciting time. In fact, this was his first inauguration. So here I am, very excited to see a black president of the United States. I'm excited. My family's excited. This is great. I'm in the barracks the day before the inauguration with some other members of the military, and my friend, who happens to be a black woman, one of the only other black women who were there, happens to walk out the room. Well, then, not long after she walks out, there's a group of about 7 white women. One of them tell a racist joke. Okay, nothing funny about racism. And I confront her, and I say, "Hey, that's not appropriate." In which she responds, "Oh, I thought you left the room. I thought I saw you leave." Which, it was my friend, the only other black woman that was on that detail, that left, not me. So then, her response, which was so nonchalant, she did not acknowledge the inappropriateness of her joke. That was even more upsetting. So I did tell her about herself, how it was very inappropriate to tell a racist joke. In which, while I was telling her off, as was needed, the officer that was over there says, "I'll handle her. I'll deal with it." In which I said, "You won't, because you didn't. You were actually laughing at that joke until you knew I was in the room." And so then I had to read her for filth, which is slang for I had to tell her off. So then, her being an officer, I was enlisted at the time. That was kind of unheard of, talking back to an officer, but it needed to happen because racism will not be stood for. So, ended up, that situation got pushed up the chain as it needed to be. And at the end of the day, the officer did end up apologizing, though the one that originally told the racist joke never did. But it was still something that was worth speaking up about, because racism is never okay, yet it especially is not okay in the military where we are serving together, and we need to know that we would have each other's backs regardless of the race that we are and the color of our skin. And so that's why I spoke up. And thank you for listening.